If you will remember, several weeks back, I almost broke my clutch cable, in half while riding through Iowa, and luckily, one of my YouTube viewers invited me to his home and then rode me around town to get a clutch cable repair kit, which held just fine, despite my terrible repair using the clutch cable repair kit. But it got me all the way to Colorado, and in the last episode I mentioned that I'd broken the cable completely. Luckily, I still had some remains of cable and the repair elements to chip off a little bit of the broken cable at the end and then repair it, just to get me into town, the next town, which is Montrose. And that's where we start on this video. Alright, so I broke my clutch cable. Again, this is actually the clutch cable repair kit that I'm using. It's a thinner cable that comes with the bike. Probably the one that came with the bike is maybe 75%, 50% more bigger than this. But the good news is the replacement ferrule is fine, and it didn't break that much off. I cleaned up what was broken here, so I'm just going to reuse that ferrule repair kit. And this is not how you normally repair, at least in the old days. Normally you would have just a ferrule that's just it's a barrel with a hole in it, and you'd stick that in there, and then you drop some solder in on the top of it, make sure that cable doesn't come out. But this is a repair kit, so it's going to be different. So basically what you're doing is you're twisting this down. I can figure out where my thing is. So basically what you're doing is you're putting pressure on this on these two different. So basically you're pinching the cable in there, which maybe doesn't work as good as I would like it. You want just enough cable to come to the edge so it's going to be able to slide through there. And I think I've already... Yeah, so I highly recommend anybody with cable operated bikes to carry a repair kit. I used to have one on my 650 that I sold, but I figured this thing didn't have very many miles on it, so I wasn't really concerned about it. And well, this is starting to do with the same thing that last cable did. It's starting to come unwound. I couldn't get the whole cable into the... So I tried to repair my factory cable with the old drop the solder in the ferrule method, and it worked for about 3 or 4 pulls, and got out of my buddy James's driveway and it snapped in his driveway. So luckily his garage door was still open and he was still home. I'm going to twist it just for fun here. Just make sure get everything clamped in there one last time. So push it up just to the edge. Put a little bit of oomph on there, and then grab a hold of it with the vice grips that I should have had in my kit, but Gary luckily had in his kit. So I'm not sure that you can carry too many tools. Like bench vise, maybe a little bit too much overkill, but man, it sure would be nice to have out on the road. And I think this is going to do it, fellas, but I'm going to buy another repair kit in Montrose. Wow, that thing's coming loose already. Look at that. Wow. Well, let's redo that. Actually, give me those snips again. I'll clean those whiskers up there a little bit. Can you see the whiskers? A little bit. They're kind of creating a shadow here, I think. This is a delicate process, much like rocket surgery. Got to have hands of steel and nerves of beer. Now, if we could do the same process again without twisting the damn cable, Don. think I did it. Question is now, can I put this ferrule back in? Ooh, it's gonna be tight. Oh wow, it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be too tight. Oh no. So if I take this out, and take that nut out, damn, this thing's in there. So if I take this nut out, I'm going to get a little bit of slack. Maybe enough. I think I clipped off more than that, but it may be enough. So the idea is you've got two adjusters. You get an adjuster down here, and I should have taken all the slack out of this. So if you pull this up, that's going to take the slack out of the bottom of the cable. Right? And then what I should have done, well, yeah, that's what I should have done. I should have adjusted it all the way up here, but I didn't. And there we are. So if I take this guy out of there, oh yeah, that's giving me a lot of slack. All right, this may actually work. Maybe slipping and sliding in here, but maybe at least get the Montrose on it, right? That's not going anywhere. Alright, that should give us a ton of slack. At least well, I don't know. I don't know if it did or not. One way to find out though. Let's get this damn thing jammed back in there. We'll be in business. What's binding us here? Always carry a hammer. If it survives this, that's where it's got to go. Look! Look! It's pretty tight. That's pretty tight. None of this would have been possible had it not been for the removing of that nut. Which when I cut the repair cable, I should have adjusted that bottom adjuster all the way out before I cut it. Went in there the wrong way. Damn it. Let me pull these tools off and throw it around here. I'm very, very happy with it. Set that damn lever way out there. Good enough. Success. Maybe we can make it to Montrose. Get another repair kit. Because apparently there is no inventory for 14-year-old Tigers in the US, and it's 2 months out coming from England. Oh well. I guess buy American? Then it's got to come from Mexico, right? That's all.